Now then guys, my name is Mythicalitycosplay and welcome to the first Q&A session that I've actually done here on my YouTube channel. So over on Instagram, I put a little story post up asking for people to send me some questions that I'm going to answer here today with you. Please excuse the really crap lighting. It's just so dark today for some reason. It's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon and it feels so dark that I've had to put my big bright ring light on, put the overhead lights on. It's just really freaking dark outside. Also check out my brand new contact lenses that Ren got me. They do kind of make my eyes look bigger, so it looks like Auntie suddenly got anime uwu eyes, but hey ho. So a lot of you sent me questions, a lot. There's no way in hell that I can actually answer all of them, so I'm gonna just do my best to answer ones that I think will be at least entertaining. Cypher777 asked, are you planning on going to any cons once lockdown is over? Yes, definitely. Once everything is kind of back to normal and it's safe to do so, I will definitely be going back to a convention. I really miss conventions. I miss the atmosphere, I miss the people, I miss getting to chat to you guys and things like that actually out there. A lot of people have actually given me fan art in person, and that's just been so beautiful to be able to do. Me and my friends always do a road trip down to London MCM and we'll have snacks and we'll be dancing and singing along to the Grease soundtrack and things like that, and it's just, I miss that atmosphere so much. The Glamorous Metaton asked, when did you first start cosplaying? I started cosplaying properly back in 2008. That's a long ass time ago. I've been cosplaying for a long time. Pond Cosplayers asks my favourite cosplayer / comfort cosplay. Both of those are answered with Sean Flynn. I absolutely love doing Sean Flynn. He has definitely become my comfort cosplayer, and any of the Jacksepticeye egos, that's why I do these ones so much. And even when I'm just casually streaming, I usually have some form of beard makeup on. I just really like how I look like this, and they've definitely become a comfort thing to me, and I feel better when I'm dressed like this. Sean as a character, Sean Flynn, means so much to me, because it was through him and through the Bendy and the Ink Machine fandom in general that I found a lot of people, that I found a lot of friends, that I found Ren even, Ren found me from Sean Flynn cosplays and things like that. Void Despair, favourite spoopy game or movie? My favourite scary movie is Scream. I love that movie. I can literally say the entire script, especially that first scene. I can say it word for word.
What's your favourite scary movie?
In my favourite spoopy game? God, there's so many. I play a lot of horror games. I wouldn't really call Bendy a horror game, but I would call it a spoopy game. And Bendy does definitely mean a lot to me, so possibly that. But other ones that spring to mind are the Fatal Frame, Project Zero games. They are freaking terrifying. They're so good. Silent Hill, of course, Five Nights at Freddy's. And I'm actually really enjoying Phasmophobia at the moment as well. It's one of the few games that has actually genuinely scared me. Amy K. Fox, favourite tea brand? The only tea that matters is Yorkshire tea. I'll accept nothing else. Abby Johnson 1255. What's it like being a popular cosplayer? I find this a very difficult thing. I'm quite a humble person, so calling me a popular cosplayer kind of makes me go, oh, no I'm not, I'm just a normal person. But I guess from a purely followers perspective, you could say I was a popular cosplayer, I don't know. But either way, it's both a blessing and a curse, really. It's awesome. I have found so many amazing people, friends and fans, followers, whatever. One of my few, I guess, ambitions, goals in life is just to make people happy and to make people smile and to inspire people to create and to just do what they want to do and be who they want to be. But then on the flip side, the more in the public eye you are, the more likely you are to get people hate on you. And I really couldn't give a shit. I could not give less of a shit. But at the same time, it's not nice. Really, are you so pressed just because somebody dresses up on the internet? Holy damn. Igni, is that how I say it? Igni9. What's your sexuality? That's one of those questions that like I just find difficult to answer, like even now. It's so hard to give something like that a label or just put it into like this neat little box that I can go like, oh yep, gay. I like men, I like women, I like non-binary people. It's all a nice big sandwich really. Lovegood626, what's your favourite video game? Spyro the Dragon! Only the first 3. Spyro will always be my favourite trilogy. I adore those games. They're just cute, but they're also so fun and funny, and I just adore them. They're brilliant. The music in them is just so good. Ludanisa? I'm so sorry if I'm completely butchering your username. What made you start cosplaying and what's your favourite thing about it? Also, love your style, thank you. The person that actually pushed me to cosplay was my mum. A lot of people kind of go like, well, what would your parents think of what you do? My mum was the one that made me start cosplaying. When I was in my like very early teens, I had a huge picture of Cloud from Final Fantasy VII on my wall. And my mum came in and was kind of looking at him and kind of went, she looks like you. And I was like, okay, 1, mum, that's a boy. And 2, thank you. I would take that as a compliment. So I kind of looked up like Cloud Strife costume thinking like, oh, nobody will have ever done this before. And then just found the world of cosplay. I'd heard of like Star Wars conventions and Comic Cons, but I just didn't realize that like cosplay was such a huge thing. My favourite thing about cosplay is, without a shadow of a doubt, the people. Even though you get, of course, some wankers here and there, for the most part, the cosplay community that I know and have like kind of managed to get into my like circle little dragon like horde of people are absolutely amazing. Creepypasta fan, when did you and Ren meet? I love how you've got Ren in capital letters. When did you and Ren meet? It was when Ren actually duetted me on TikTok. I left them a comment. Ren replied to it saying that they didn't expect me to notice them, and I replied with it with like a waggly eyebrows. Of course I noticed. Ren didn't really get that I was trying to flirt with him at that point. Septic Artist, when did you find out you were non-binary? That is a very deep question and a very complicated question to answer. I was thinking of making like a whole video about it if people would be interested in that. I don't think it's something that I could really simply answer. So if people would like that, let me know and I can try and film something about that. It might be a little bit like from the heart, kind of like might stop and start a few times, but I can try if that is something that you guys would be interested in. A random creep. Where are you from? I'm from the northeast of England. Specifically, I'm from a town called Middlesbrough, which is just outside of Newcastle. I do have a very northern accent. When I first started on YouTube, like somewhere where I wasn't just lip syncing anymore, I actually had to speak. I was really self-conscious because it's not very like well represented on the TV and things like that. I find a lot of people kind of find it difficult to understand, especially if you're not from England. I know sometimes I'll be talking to like my American friends and they'll just be kind of going, what? Ren's finally getting used to the accent now and I can slip into like my proper accent a little bit more. But for the most part, when I'm talking on the camera, I posh my accent up a little bit just so it's a bit easier for people to understand. Holly Honey Lords, do you have any plans on new characters to cosplay? Yeah, definitely. There's quite a few in the pipeline. I've got some bits coming for Junko from Danganronpa that I really want to do. I really want to do a like female gender bend version of Homelander from The Boys. Also, Sarah Sanderson from Hocus Pocus has been a dream cosplay of mine for a very long time. I also have some stuff for Freddy Fazbear. I want to do quite a few of the animatronics, so I want to do Ballora, I want to do Funtime Foxy, Mangle, I really want to do Mangle. Rat JPEG, how long have you been doing makeup? I've only been doing makeup, well, since maybe last year. And I mean, even look back at my like really old videos, but please actually don't look back at them because they're so bad. I did Daphne from Scooby-Doo, and just, oh, the makeup I did for her was horrendous. My first ever like beard type of things was just so thick and horrible. My first Undyne, oh my god, I did Undyne. But yeah, my point is that I've only actually been getting better at makeup for the last year or so. Keep practicing. If you ever have days where you like look at yourself and think like, what is this? You know, like, what is this makeup? Look back on what you did a year ago and I swear you'll feel so much better because you'll have learned and you'll have put all these practices into practice. Crisp Chicken, that's a cute name. How long have you been with your husband? We've been together since 2009 and we got married in 2016. And they also asked, are you Irish? No, I wish I was, that would complete the look. But unfortunately not, no, I'm just British. Would you ever dye your hair? If yes, which colour? My hair is dyed, like this is like my real hair, but it's dyed brown. My hair is naturally brown, but more of like just a mousy colour. I would absolutely kill to have like green bangs like this. I actually think it really does actually suit me, but I don't want to bleach my hair again. How do you find the time to do things like TikTok, YouTube, and put on cosplay? It's a lot more difficult than people actually seem to realize. People just kind of think that I'm like in cosplay 24/7 and I'm not. I usually will have 2 or 3 days where I will just film non-stop. So I've already filmed some TikToks today, I'm filming this, I'm gonna film an Among Us session tonight. So I'll like bulk film a lot of stuff and then slowly release it. Mr. Dankwood, what is your you sound like a teacher, Mr. Dankwood. What is your favorite movie? Jurassic Park! I freaking love Jurassic Park, it's so good. Only the first one though, we don't talk about the other ones. I love dinosaurs. I can watch Jurassic Park like all day, every day. I love it. Bakugo 2002. If you could travel to somewhere, where would it be? For a second there I thought you meant like a time travel thing, and I was like, ooh. But if I could just travel somewhere, it would be to America. I would first travel over to the West, where Ren is, and then I would kidnap them and I would take them to Salem in Massachusetts because I really, really want to see that place sometime. And I also go to Disneyland. Who is your favourite Jacksepticeye ego and why? Also, want some ramen? Yes please! I'm hungry actually, I'm gonna have to go and find something to eat after this. My favourite ego is JJ. I absolutely love Jameson Jackson. I love his aesthetic. I love just how like the fandom has kind of taken him and made him this like just really sweet ego, but then he also has this like dark side too, that he might be anti, he might be possessed by anti, we don't know. There's just something that isn't quite right, and there's that like little just darkness in him, and I freaking love that. Would I be allowed to cosplay as your Sean Flynn and Purple Guy? By all means, if you want to use my interpretations and like cosplay those specifically, then sure, go for it. I don't own them, go for it. I would prefer to be credited, so like if you've literally done everything of Sean Flynn exactly like mine, like right down to the ink on his cheek, I would rather have someone say like this was inspired by Myth. One of the best parts of cosplay is kind of putting your own spin onto characters that don't have a canon design. You know, like Sean doesn't have a canon look. You never see him in the game, you only hear his voice. Even Purple Guy, we only ever really see him as that purple sprite. So go nuts, use your imagination. If you would rather cosplay as like my versions of them, of course you can. But I will try and encourage you to create your own and just put little spins on there. Is it annoying to answer the same question about your gender? If someone asks me politely, what are your preferred pronouns? I have absolutely zero problem answering that question over and over again. That doesn't bother me whatsoever. It's when people will literally just come at you going, are you a boy or a girl? They won't comment on the video itself, the content that you are putting out there, the costume, nothing. All they want to know is, what's in your pants? Any tips on how to improve cosplayers? Love your TikToks, by the way. Thank you so much. Just keep practicing. You will always be your own harshest critic. And by looking at yourself and thinking like, right, that's something that I need to change. I need to like tweak the wig a little bit. I'm gonna save up and get some contact lenses. I watched a lot of beard tutorials on YouTube. That's how I first got into doing this. And then I just tweaked it myself with like things that I thought would work a little bit better for like my face shape. And also don't be afraid to do closet cosplay. Closet cosplay is a perfectly valid form of cosplay. Never let anybody tell you any differently. Cherry Tree, what's your favorite food? My favourite food is food. I love food so much. Food is great. But I do love me some pizza. And yes, I have pineapple on my pizza. Would you ever start a Discord server? If you did, I might be joining that. I do have a Discord server, but at the moment it's only for my patrons. I'm really not good with like group chats and big group Discord servers and stuff like that. I actually get pretty bad social anxiety when it comes to answering group chats. I don't know why, I've always hated them. If you guys are interested in joining that, I'll put a link in the description. I absolutely hate plug-in Patreon, but yeah, if you are interested, that's down there. If Jack confirmed to never make another ego video, how would you respond? Obviously, I would be sad that there wouldn't be any more, but at the end of the day, like, that would be his decision to make. You know, he's a real person, he's not a robot, and I would never want it to get to a stage for him where it wasn't fun anymore. You know, if he's not enjoying making the ego videos, then I would hate for him to just kind of punch them out just because the fans wanted to see them. So I just continue to do what I do now and just cosplay them as they were because it's fun for me, but not put any pressure on Sean himself. I do have a lot more questions there that I could have answered, but this is already like over an hour long of filming, so I'm gonna have to trim this down a lot anyway. Thank you guys so much for sending the questions. If you do want to be involved in like the next Q&A, then make sure you check me out on Instagram. And depending on when I post this video, I hope you have or have had an amazing Halloween, an amazing weekend, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye bye!